Good morning, friends. I'm taking Elmo on a morning walk. He hasn't been on one in a few days, and I figure it was time to get him out. And I'm excited about today. I'm looking forward to it. There's something going on that I haven't done in a long time, so I'm really excited about it. I'll tell you more about it later, though, when I'm inside again. Just outside trying to enjoy the nice fresh air and the sunshine. I wasn't expecting to be up this early, but here I am. Alright, so it's been a few hours later. When I took that walk initially, it was about 6:30, maybe a little bit after that. It's about 8:30 now. So I've done a few things. I've done water kefir, I've had my breakfast, and I've just kind of taken a little bit more of a slower morning. But now I do want to get some things done today in the kitchen. I have been doing things in the kitchen, but I do have some fresh vegetables that I bought. I went to the store yesterday, did some grocery shopping. I have a bunch of fresh produce that I want to cut up. And I was originally planning on making like a salmon and orzo dinner tonight, and it's not going to work out probably because the thing that I'm looking forward to, that I'm being very elusive about, is it might be happening around 3 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, evening. I don't know. Do you guys consider 5 o'clock evening time, or do you consider it like still part of the afternoon? In the summertime, I can see how it feels more like the afternoon because the sun's still pretty high up yet. But when I was a kid growing up, a lot of times we would eat around 5:30. And so just at that general point, always felt like it was the change into the evening and stuff like that. So I think that's just like a cultural thing for me and everything. By the way, I'm bent over here like this because I have my camera propped up on my water kefir jar right now. I wasn't planning on staying in this position very long. But the thing that I'm excited about, that I'm looking forward to today is, one, I was planning on doing a puzzle today. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get that done, but I'm going to make sure I start one this weekend. Saturday and Sunday, I'm pretty well caught up on my stuff, my work stuff. And so I just really want to take time to do a puzzle. I've been aching to do one. I've had a few days this past week where I felt very unmotivated and just pushed through anyways. So I want to reward myself, and just take a little bit of break. I don't have anything pressing that I need to get done as far as videos and everything like that. So I think it's high time for a puzzle. But that's not like the part that I'm super excited about. Part that I'm really excited about has to do with being on the farm. I'm not sure every farm person would feel the same way about it, but I am looking forward to it. I haven't done it in a number of years, probably since, I'm going to give you a clue, probably since my parents got rid of their livestock. I haven't done it. So I am looking forward to this. I will show you more of it later, I guess, though. Right now, like I said, I need to chop some vegetables. I went to Aldi's yesterday and I got a ton of produce, like I said. Aldi's is a good place, I feel like, for getting your produce. I just don't always like to make an extra trip there because sometimes, I usually go to Walmart and Kroger, and Aldi's is the third trip, and I don't always feel like doing that. These veggies should be able to last us for a little while, a few days. All right, I know I'm backlit, so I apologize. If I get closer to the camera, it might pick up my face a little bit better. But I set up my table here, and I have this large Amazon box. And in here, come closer. And this box is full of puzzles. I am so excited to pick one of these out. It's been a while, like I said, since I've done a puzzle. I usually like something colorful. That almost looks like a Lisa Frank design with all that color. Let's see. This is a 2000. Is it wise to do a 2000 at this point? Or should I just do like a 1,000 piece? I've done lots of 1,000 pieces, but I don't think I've ever done a 2,000 piece. The smaller one. This reminds me of like Where's Waldo? Does anyone remember that? My dentist office used to have some Where's Waldo books. Apparently this lady was a cat person, I feel like. I've done a puzzle kind of like this before. Alright, I think we're going to go in with this one. The first one I picked out. Okay, so originally I was planning on making supper tonight. It was gonna be like a salmon lemon orzo. Actually, this is what I was gonna make. I've made it before, it's delicious, we like it, but I was gonna make it for supper. And then this thing that we're going to do on the farm, it was delayed. It was past the time when I thought it was normally gonna be, because I thought we were gonna do it like around noon or shortly thereafter, but the weather just hasn't been quite cooperating. We've had a lot of rain. Anyways, I had to make this meal for lunch because I had the ingredients. The salmon was fresh, and so I just wanted to make it sooner rather than later. So I'll just show you how mine turned out. It's already made. I tend to eat earlier than my husband. He's on a little bit of different eating schedule, but we do generally eat supper together. So let me give you a look at it. Okay, I just put it in the casserole dish there. The salmon's all kind of went to the one side because I was trying to get the orzo out so the salmon could be visible as well, but she's so delicious. I recommend trying this recipe if you guys are interested. I'll try to remember to leave it linked in the description box. All right, so here is my plate, and just going to take a little bite on camera for you guys just to make sure, you know, it's still good. I'm sure it is. Cheers. Very good. Delicious. Absolutely love it. I do recommend getting low sodium broth just because it can tend to be a more salty dish. Or maybe I'm just a little bit more sensitive to salt intake because I don't tend to salt a ton of things. Like I'll salt things when I cook them, but I don't add a lot of extra salt afterwards, if that makes sense. But I have used this recipe with like the regular chicken broth, and it was just entirely too salty for my personal preferences. So the low sodium works just right, and I still think it tastes plenty salty. There's other things in there like Parmesan cheese, that's going to add to the salt content, and you do add salt for the seasoning as well. So keep that in mind. Just came back from a walk. I didn't show that because I didn't take my phone with me. It's been sitting here the whole time. But it was a lovely walk. I went for a greater distance or further distance than I did with Elmo. And it's definitely warmed up more since then. I've ditched the pants, I've ditched the jacket. Really, I could have gone in a sleeveless, but I was already in this, so I didn't really want to get anything else dirty. So yeah, I'm a little sweaty now. Okay, I just made a matcha, and I was trying to improve my matcha art for you guys, just for an aesthetic purpose this time. Normally I just blend my flavors all in so they're nice and mixed with the foam on top. The cream foam, I guess is what you would call it. But this time I left it with the layers. It actually looks better now that it's settled a bit. When I first initially put it in, you couldn't see the strawberry. So I have a strawberry pistachio matcha. So I guess it doesn't look too bad. Let's see how it tastes. You know, I got out my puzzle earlier, but I never actually started it. I just picked it out. But this is when I'm going to have this and enjoy my puzzle now. So it's going to be a relaxing afternoon until I find out if we're going to get to do the thing out at the farm. So it's pretty good. I think I could put a little bit more sweetener in there. The pistachio cream is already sweetened, and so maybe add a little bit more of that next time. All right, I know I'm backlit again, but that's just gonna be how it's gonna be for now. I'm working on this puzzle. It does take quite a while to sort 2,000 pieces, and that's just is what it is. I just personally find that sorting the puzzle pieces first, like I'll sort the edge pieces and I'll kind of sort based on color or what I think the shapes are going to be, what the certain designs are going to be. And so I like to do that first, and that's my least favorite part of doing a puzzle though. This part I'm kind of like, I don't find that fun. But I know once I get this done, it helps me in the long run, and I will enjoy the rest of the puzzle so much more. But I think it's close to 4 o'clock, and I just found out from my dad that the thing that we were going to do on the farm today is going to be pushed till tomorrow. There's no rain in the forecast, so he doesn't want to rush it. That maybe is another hint for you if you don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to continue doing this puzzle. I've already made our supper, so it's going to be a relaxing evening for me pretty much. I am going to take you along tomorrow though, so you can see what I was actually talking about, what I'm so excited to do. But having this relaxing evening and even carrying it on into the weekend, I think is going to be just what I need. I might have mentioned it earlier in the video, I'm not sure, but I've just been feeling a little, I don't want to say burnt out, but just, I go through periods where I'm very motivated to do a bunch of stuff, accomplish a lot of things, and then I also go through periods where I'm like, oh, I don't want to do anything. So Monday, for example, I accomplished a lot. I I forget what all it was, but like I have 4 loads of laundry. I cleaned the bathrooms, like I scrubbed the floors and everything like that. I did a few other things. I edited a whole video, and I feel like there was something else. Oh, I went to the gym. I also went to my client's house. So I accomplished a lot, but I was still disappointed with myself that I didn't get to doing 1 or 2 thumbnails that I kind of would have liked to have finished up, because I was going to be gone all day Tuesday on a trip with my mom. And I was just like, why, Jody? You did so much. You were so productive today. And sometimes I just get in that headspace where, like, when I push through, I just want to keep accomplishing more and more and more. It feels good. It's kind of like a little dopamine rush, I guess. But then after Tuesday was a long trip. Mom and I had a long road trip to this location, and then we also had a long road trip back. Obviously, if you go one way, you gotta come back the other. It was just a long day in general, but it was a very nice day. We enjoyed ourselves. We like to do what was like a Mother's Day trip, but we didn't get to do it on Mother's Day, so we're doing it at the end of May. So Tuesday was like completely shot in the best way possible. Mom and I just enjoyed our day. But then Wednesday, I was very unmotivated to do anything. Wednesday and even kind of Thursday, I'm just like dragging to try to get myself to get things done. And I was like, you know what? I just need to take some time and just relax. As I mentioned earlier, my videos are well caught up. I am in a good space. Videos like thumbnails, things like that are well caught up. Is there something I can always do to like build my business a little bit better? Absolutely. But also doing that is taking care of myself, and taking care of myself is doing this puzzle. So I'm going to do that, and I'm also going to finish my matcha here. I'm going to pick this video back up tomorrow. Okay, so it's the next day, and I've been pretty MIA today, but basically I've just been working on my puzzle. So let me show you how far I've gotten in that, and then we're heading out to my parents' place so we can do the thing that I've been excited about doing. All right, so once again, reminder, this is 2,000 pieces. I probably have maybe a little over 500 put together. I'm guessing that's me being pretty optimistic about it. I think I have 500 put together, and this is what it's supposed to look like. So I'm pretty happy. I have a pretty good chunk of it done. All right, my friends, we have come to the part of the day that I have been looking forward to now for several days. We are getting ready to make hay. And if you guys have never done this, making hay and making straw are fairly similar in the sense that we use the same equipment. Hay comes from alfalfa and grassy type things, and straw comes from wheat stubble. But here, this is one of our older tractors. It's the 460. This is what we use to rake the hay with after it's been cut. And we have an old New Holland rake. This is old equipment. This is from, like, I think my great grandfather had bought these tractors. And this is the hay baler. Once again, a very old piece. This is where the hay is fed into. I will show the process a little bit here in the future. And this is the part where the bale is kind of compacted, and then it comes out the other end, which I will walk around to and show you. And so we do make rectangle bales, and the hay bales are about 50 to 60 pounds. I would say closer to 60 pounds. And our straw bales are usually a little bit lighter, like 45, 50 pounds. There are other rectangle bales that are much heavier. It kind of just depends on how much you compact the bale. But I will be showing, my dad will be driving the baler here. And this is the hay, once again, raking in. And this is actually just an old pasture field. It's not really a true like alfalfa field, but there is some clover in here and grasses. Once again, I think I already said that kind of, and you can see the bale kind of working its way up the chute. And back in the day when I was younger, this was like a whole family ordeal. The whole family would help with the baling, and I think that's why I have such nostalgic memories around it. It's still a good time. Like, I still enjoy the actual process, but it's a little different. Back in the day, we used to have a wagon hooked onto the back end of the baler, and so a person would grab a hold of the bale as it's coming up. My dad used to use a hook to grab onto it, and then you stack it on the wagon. And there's a certain way of stacking the bales that we have always done since growing up. There's a particular pattern. But we didn't have the wagon on it, so I was just pulling the bales off, probably kind of unnecessary because it would have just pushed up and fallen over the edge anyways without someone grabbing onto it. But this is what I did. I pulled it off the baler, and another friend, he would pick up the bales and put them onto the truck. We just loaded the truck. Like I said, because we didn't have a ton, we weren't going to get the wagon out.
Now, as I mentioned earlier in my video, I personally haven't done any hay or straw since my parents no longer have livestock. Generally, that's why you need these things, the hay and the straw. The straw they lay on, the hay the livestock feeds off of. But we do have a family friend who has some goats, and so she uses this hay, and that's why we're baling it for her, basically. I don't know if we have any other purpose for baling the hay. I can't think of any off the top of my head. But anyways, so we are unloading it into my parents' barn. This is an old bank barn. We used to have cattle down below, and actually when I was really young, we used to have sheep and cattle down below. And then we got rid of the sheep when I was probably about 5 or 6 years old, and just had the cattle here. But I just love these old bank barns. They have so much character and everything like that. We had two on my parents' property, but they tore down the one after they got rid of the cattle, and this one is still remaining. And like I said, we are just tag teaming it here. I end up getting up on the back of the truck, just pulling the bales down. I remember when I was young, like I said, this was a family affair, and my grandma and great grandma used to be on the back of the wagons pulling the bales down so that everybody else could like lift them into the mow. So usually the guys would toss it into the mow, and generally my mom would be up on the very top of the mow and stacking it because, well, that's just how it went, I guess. But it was just such fun times, and I miss it. I really do. This is one of my favorite things. It can be quite itchy, I will say that. This can get scratchy. You will see that I am dressed in long sleeves and everything, and jeans, and that was because it was unusually cold. It was only in the lower 60s, I want to say, this day, and it was very windy this day as well. I tried to get some audio earlier on, and that reminds me, coming up at the end of this video, I do apologize. I give an exit to this video, or a little outro to this video, I guess is what I should call it. And the microphone unfortunately picked up some of the wind that was outside of the barn even. So it wasn't quite as clear and crisp as I would have liked. But like I said, this was a windy day, so I just left the audio off for the most part of this video, or this baling session. But have you guys ever done this? Are you guys interested in it at all? It is just, like I said, so nostalgic for me, brings back so many memories, and I was sore after this. I will say the next day, my shoulders were a little bit sore from doing that lifting up above. Just wasn't not something I do all that often, but still fun time. So, all right, I am getting ready to end this, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, because like I said, my outro isn't that great, but I still had fun. Alright, so that was my surprise. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this little montage of us baling. It's been ages since I've done it, but I really enjoyed it. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next video, so have a wonderful day. Bye, friends!